Namanda, 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 Namanda.
Good morning. Welcome to our hybrid virtual in-person service. My name is Judy Fujimoto, and I would like to thank you for attending this morning's combined Dharma Family, December Shotsuki Memorial, and Bodhi Day service. On Bodhi Day, we commemorate Shakyamuni Buddha's attainment of enlightenment at Bodhi Gaya in northern India over 2,500 years ago, and reflect on its significance in our lives today. We will begin this service with a moment of quiet sitting. Reverend Kurahara will strike the bell, and we will sit for 1 or 2 minutes to quiet our minds and prepare to hear the Dharma. Then he will strike the bell again, and we will continue with the service.
Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda, 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 Namanda.
Reverend Kurahara will now chant the Shishinrai, which is on page 27 of the large service book, followed by the Yobakumon dedication passage. Following the dedication, Reverend Kurahara will chant the Amida-kyo, which is on page 101 of the large service book. During the chanting, the Shotsuki families are invited to come up and offer incense.
Namanda, Namanda. Shim Kei ちうふししんけいれいなもしょうちうほししんけいれいなもしょうちうそう。標脈 Dedication Passage. Today, the members of the Berkeley Buddhist Temple have reverently come before Amida Buddha to observe the Shotsuki monthly memorial service for the month of December. With deepest reverence and thankfulness for all the embracing wisdom and compassion of Amida Buddha, we repeat the sacred name. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu. So the following persons will be remembered during the today's Shotsuki monthly memorial service for December. Harumi Suzy Aoki, Dick Hideo Fujioka, Tazue Lucille Fujita, Gary Anthony Glenn, Jay Black, Helen Shigeko Harada, Mitsuru Haraguchi, Nora Hatae, Sadami Hayashida, Shigeo Hoki, Jane Michiko Imamura, Diane Ishida, Nathan Moichi Iwasaki, Yoshimi Jimbo, Hide Jimbo, Toshio Kaji, Tazuko Kanda, Toshiko Kaneko, Mio Kataoka, Sode Kawano, Kameyo Kikkawa, Tomiko Kosakura, Hisako Masunaga, Saburo Matsumoto, Wakaji Matsumoto, Shizue Sue Matsuoka, Fred and Miike, Masuyo Mitsuyasu, Kiyoshi Mitsuyasu, Shio Mizusaki, Asano Muramoto, Grace Y. Nakahara, Sachie Nakahara, Haruko Nakano, Kimie Nakao, Minoru Nojima, Yoshie Nonaka, Stefan O'Donnell, Masako Matoi Oishi, Shinichi Okimoto, Kanichi Okita, Komura Okita, Keiji Onizuka, Hide Oshima, Kishino Ota, Kathy Hayashida Romeo, Toki Sakaki, Konami Sasaki, Robin Sasaki Redica, Henry Kaoru Shiramoto, Eiko Sugihara, Kiku Sumida, William Summer, Asako Tagumi, Akira Takaha, 八重豊田、グレイスゆきこ上田、トーマス北る上久、ただし馬渡り、レベレンドクター大鉄雲野、テルマ俊恵若狭、米子山田、マウチ山下、雪横井、茂横山、佐田吉田、光一吉村、ジョージ敏夫湯浅。The following persons will be remembered during today's Shotsuki monthly memorial service. So now we would like to have a sutra chanting Amida Kyo, which is on page 101. So you can read a brief explanation of this sutra chanting on page 101. And then sutra chanting starts page 103. So you can join the sutra chanting with a loud voice if you can. And of course, you can just read the English translation underneath of each page. Okay. Notes. 阿弥陀経、行税我門一時仏在者へ国義樹記孤独音行大比丘衆1250人区海税大あらかん首相知識長老舎利発マカモ県連マカカショマカカ千年マカクチラリハタシュリハンダガなんだあなんだらごらきょぼんはだいびんずるはらだかるだいまかこひんなはくらあぬるだ妙税と初代弟子病床菩薩まかさつ文殊師利法事あいた菩薩剣高大菩薩上昇人菩薩陽尿税と初代菩薩牛釈大官人と無料商店大祝二次仏語長老舎利発十税財宝多十万の区仏道世界妙圧極楽合同仏語阿弥陀根源在説法舎利発非道学校妙意極楽合国主無宿短寿昇楽光明極楽舎利発極楽国道七十乱十七十羅門七十五十海税司法宗相違女税公費国明圧極楽舎利発極楽国道牛ポチ白毒水十万五中地帯十二根社富士新平街道金言瑠璃針五条上右老閣脈位金言瑠璃針釈釈宗名の人言直視地中蓮華大尿舎利小式小公王式陽公釈式釈公白式白公異名高血舎利発極楽国道上寿尿税空毒将軍舎利発非仏国道上佐天が黄金二次中夜 が六時にうまんだらけ五国衆上上位昇誕各位英国上昇妙家供養他方十万の区分即位時期伝統本国凡時期協業シャリホン極楽国道上寿尿中毒将軍武士シャリホン非国上修寿奇妙雑式市長白国者オムシャリ下領便が愚名市長聖書首長中夜六時水和芸音五音年長五根五力七宝大文八正道文尿税東方合同修上門税王に開始年分年俸年相シャリ尿物医師長実税財宝少々小医者が異文国道無三幕主シャリホン五文国道小無三幕道司名画教宇治継承首長改税阿弥陀仏抑量法温泉流天芸少佐シャリホン非文国道未風水道小法五十牛法ラモ水未明異尿百戦十学同時草門前王者大事年少年分年俸年相死神シャリホン五分国道上寿尿税不読将軍シャリホンお尿意運が非分が午後阿弥陀シャリホン非分公明無料生じ報告無償証下税公合意阿弥陀ウシャリホン非分寿命牛語人民無料無変阿葬儀公公明阿弥陀シャリホン阿弥陀仏成仏以来王根実行ウシャリホン非仏無料無変正門弟子海あらかん非税三十四小の地消防殺種薬部尿税シャリホン非仏国道上寿尿税空読称号ウシャリホン極楽国道修上少者改税阿ビバチ五中タウ一生不詳ご主人他非税三十小の知識単価無料無変阿葬儀公摂シャリホン修上門者応答本願願消費国消費者が特用尿税症状善人空営一緒シャリホツ不快小前言福徳因年特消費国シャリホツ脈善難死善尿に門節阿弥陀仏修持名語脈一日脈二日脈三日脈四日脈五日脈六日脈七日一心不乱言人臨妙十字阿弥陀仏表彰修上現在午前税人修持神父天道即徳往生阿弥陀仏極楽国土おり発崖税理公摂氏語脈修上門税摂者応答本願消費国土シャリホンヨガ根者三段阿弥陀仏不可思議空 逃亡薬阿宿微物趣味相物大趣味物趣味鉱物妙音物尿税統合が社首相各王合国水工上絶相偏風三千大先世界戦場実言尿等衆等身税小三不可思議空毒一切小物小五年シャリホ南方世界ウ日が東物妙門鉱物大円見物趣味動物無料小人物尿税等合が社首相各王合国水工長絶素偏風三千大先生雪上実言尿等修上等身税小不可思議空毒一切小物小五年よシャリホツ裁縫世界無料重物無料相物無料動物大好物大名物発想物上皇尿税等合が社首相物各王合国水工上絶相偏風三大先世界戦場実言尿等修上等身税小三不可思議空毒一切小物小五年よ利発北方世界空縁見物最小音物南小物日小物毛明物尿税等合が社首相物各王合国水工上絶相偏風三千大先世界戦場実言尿等修等身税小三不可思議空毒一切小物小五年よシャリホンゲ法世界牛死物妙門物妙高物脱魔物報道物自法物尿税等合が社首相各王合国水工上絶相偏風三大先世界戦場実言尿等修上等身税小不可思議空毒一切小物小五年行シャリ発情報世界有本能物、宿能物、工場物、高校物、大円見物、雑式法系言神物、さら重王物、法系特物、見一切義尿趣味戦物、尿税等合が社首相各王合国水工上絶相偏風三千大先世界戦場実言尿等修上等身税小三不可思議空毒一切小小五年行シャリ発王尿意運河学校名医一切小物小五年行シャリ脈全難死全尿人門税小仏小説名牛行名詞税小全難死全尿人会議一切小物具小号大徳不大天皇阿のくたら三脈三宝大税公シャリホ尿等回答真珠が語優勝仏小説シャリホツ脈運異発願根発願東発願翼小阿弥陀仏国師税小人と海徳不大天皇阿のくたら三脈三宝大東非国土脈異小脈根性脈当主税公シャリ発小全難死全尿人脈信者応答発願消費国土シャリ発尿が根者小三部小物不可思議空洞異小仏道役小説が不可思議空毒二差前言釈迦牟尼仏の偉人な ケウシジノシャバ国土豪辱悪世公辱権辱煩悩辱衆生辱名辱中徳阿のくた三脈三宝大異小衆生節税一切世南進四方シャリホン統治が王豪辱悪世行師南寺徳阿のくたら三脈三宝大一切世摂氏南進四方税異人な摂氏教医シャリ優勝美空一切世間天人アシュラと文部諸説寛義真珠さらいにこ仏説阿弥陀経アマンダアマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダしくどく平等性祭道法菩提心往生安楽ナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダー
We now have a special music presentation by Di, Lauren, and Tony.
Hi, so we're back by popular demand. I hope your vote was taken into account. Yeah.
I know we can be close, together close. 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 The walk up ahead is shorter than most. Come live the Dharma, come live the Dharma, be in the light. Dharma, Come live the Dharma, be in the light. Wisdom and compassion will make all things right. Wisdom and compassion, everything's gonna be alright. Wisdom and compassion will make all things right. Wisdom and compassion, everything's gonna be alright. I know we can be more gentle and kind. I know we can be more gentle and kind. I know we can be more gentle and kind. I know we can be more gentle and kind.
Attachment.
Your heart they will blind. Embrace the Sangha. Embrace the Sangha. Push your burdens aside. Sangha. Embrace the Sangha. Push your burdens aside. Wisdom and compassion. Take the plunge. Oh, what a ride. Wisdom and compassion is just the perfect guide. Wisdom and compassion, take the plunge, oh what a ride. Wisdom and compassion, it's just the perfect guide. Close, together close. I know we can be close, together close. I know, 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 close. Let's be close, let's be close. Take the plunge, oh what a ride. Wisdom and compassion, everything's gonna be alright. Wisdom and compassion, take the plunge, oh what a ride. Wisdom and compassion, everything's gonna be alright. You guys help on this one, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
What are they going to do?
Do you want to demonstrate?
You want to teach?
It's easy.
Every time we get together.
We are one, we are. That's all you got to do.
Whole time.
Every time we get together. Every time we get together. Beautiful faces all around. Smiles everywhere to be found. Woo! Every time we get together. Every time we get together. Another year, another day. Holding hands, we always say. I see the changes in your face and in your eyes. And even though I recognize that time goes on for you and me, every time we get together, sing and laugh together is what we do. The moon shines with the sun. Night and day are always one. keep on going every time we get together. Every time we get together. The moments with young and old. Our love is pure as gold. Every time we get together. Every time we get together. We are one, we are one, we are one. We are one. We are one.
Thank you, Di, Lauren, and Tony, for your beautiful musical presentation and sharing your joyous talents with us. And now that we're sort of warmed up, I think the Sangha singers are coming up. Will you please rise, and if you are able to, and sing with us the Gatha Bodhi tree, which was on the handout at the front door. And please remain standing after this for the reading of the Golden Chain 2. Now, the Golden Chain 2 on page 15. Golden Chain 2. I am a link in the Buddha's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I must keep my link bright and strong. I will try to be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will try to think pure and beautiful thoughts, to say pure and beautiful words, and to do pure and beautiful deeds, knowing that on what I do now depends not only my happiness or unhappiness, but also that of others. May every link in the Buddha's golden chain of love become bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namo Tavats, Namo Tavats, Namo Tavats, Namo Tavats, Namo Tavats, Namo Tavats. All right. You may please be seated. And we will now have a special presentation for Bodhi Day by the Dharma School students.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. My name is Stacy Ueda. I am the superintendent of the Dharma School, and please give us a moment to just shuffle ourselves a little bit as we call all the Dharma School students over here towards the front where Joyce Sensei is standing. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all of you for allowing us to present you with this Dharma presentation or Dharma offering this morning, focused much about enlightenment and emptiness, the concept of emptiness. Thanks to all of our wonderful Dharma School teachers, especially Irene Asawa Wells, who always develops and makes these amazing, amazing presentations for us to be able to share with you today. Okay. Right. And leave the screen.
Hello? Oh, okay. Okay. Good morning, Sangha. Happy Bodhi Day. Okay. In order to introduce the topic of today's Bodhi Day offering, we'd like to play a little game called the Dharma Countdown. Let's discuss the Buddha Dharma associated with the numbers you see here.
Are you ready? Let's begin with the number 8, which is the Eightfold Path. The Eightfold Path are the 8 practices that will lead you out of suffering. The steps are right view, right thought, right speech, right conduct, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right meditation.
Seven Masters of Dodo Shinshu. Shinran Chonin, the founder of Dodo Shinshu, studied all the Buddhist texts written in his day. Shinran Chonin chose 7 of the most important Buddhist scholars to inspire him on the Nembutsu path. Their names were Nagarjuna, Vasabandhu, Tao Lan, Tao Cho, Shantao, Genshin, and Honen.
Six paramitas, or perfections. We practice the 6 paramitas to cross over from the shore of samsara to the other shore of the Pure Land. The name of each practice is 1, dana, or selfless giving, 2, sila, or morality, 3, virya, or positive energy, 4, shanti, or patience, 5, samadhi, or meditation, and 6, prana, or wisdom.
Next up are the 5 precepts or rules, which are Buddhist ethical guidelines for those who wish to do not harm. All Buddhists try not to take lives, try not to take what is not given, try not to be involved in hurtful relations, try not to lie, and try not to take intoxications.
The Four Noble Truths. The Four Noble Truths is the essence of the Buddha's teaching. It was the first Dharma talk the Buddha gave after becoming enlightened. In his first Dharma lesson, the Buddha taught that 1, every life includes difficulties. 2, we can blindly create our own hardships. 3, we can put an end to our suffering. And 4, describes the path of freedom.
Three treasures, Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. You know this one from our reading every Sunday. Our lives are deeply rewarded by discovering our original nature, listening to the compassionate teaching, and being surrounded by a harmonious community. Oh.
Okay, 2 defining qualities of Amida Buddha, wisdom and compassion. Just as a bird cannot soar through the sky without 2 equally strong wings, the Buddha could not become enlightened without a balance of wisdom and compassion. Mindfulness and insight along with with intentional loving kindness fuels the seeker along the path.
I have to lower this down. Okay, so the next one is oneness. Oneness is the enlightened view of our interconnected universe, not billions of separated things. The truth is our universe is one, compassionate whole.
Emptiness. Emptiness. What is emptiness? Why, it's our topic of today's Bodhi Day offering. Now, I don't want you to think that emptiness is the same as nothingness. Just because emptiness is represented here by the number 0 doesn't mean that we're discussing nothing. Emptiness is a Buddhist view that forces you to look more deeply at the world around you.
Today, I would like to discuss with you one aspect of emptiness. We don't have time to discuss emptiness completely, so please don't think you have this grasp. You grasp this in one concept, you're enlightened. When we look at objects, people, plants, animals, clouds, or mountains, because we are human beings, we use our basic, unenlightened human senses to experience them. Let's look, for example, at this front loader.
As an unenlightened human being, we see with our eyes this yellow front loader. From our initial simple view of this object, we give it a name, a front loader. In our mind, we give it a purpose and characteristics that are inaccurate. For example, as unenlightened beings, I think this front loader is completely separate and disconnected from me. This unenlightened view demonstrates one of the 3 poisons, ignorance. Because of our ignorance, we see things dualistically. Dual meaning 2 separate things. Me, here, observing that, and there. But the Buddha tells us there is no independent existence. When the Buddha spoke about emptiness, he taught that everything appears only because of a myriad of causes and conditions. What you see is a front loader is really just a temporary group of parts that have been come together in this space and time to produce what you see as a front loader.
When you and I look at this front loader, we don't see it as a temporary collection of parts. We think that it contains an intrinsic and permanent identity and objective realness. But watch as I take this apart. At what point does it lose its front loaderness? Watch how it becomes obvious that this front loader is merely a temporary collection of parts. At what point does the front loader cease to exist as a front loader? There's a famous story where the Buddha points to a chariot and asks, "Where's the essence of the chariot? Is it in the wheels, the seat, the axle, the cart?" No, none of these contain any essence of the chariot. And if each of these is broken down into smaller parts, there's no essence within them either. The chariot and the front loader, as a whole, is simply a particular arrangement of parts, each of which themselves are also a particular arrangement of smaller parts. The chariot and the front loader are things that exist interdependently. Because things are empty, they are impermanent.
We forget this, says the Buddha, and act as if things are permanent. We desire them to be permanent, and when they turn out not to be, we suffer. We suffer especially when we desire permanent happiness from impermanent things or people. It is not possible for impermanent things or people to provide permanent happiness because they themselves are not permanent. The Buddha understood this front-loader only appears because of causes and conditions. The things that you incorrectly identify are as having a static essence are truly empty of it.
Now, it's difficult enough to grasp that things and people are impermanent and empty of any lasting essence, but it's a whole different ballgame when we attempt to understand ourselves in this way. In the first panel, a father is asking his daughter, when you take apart the Lego house and mix the pieces into the bin, where does the house go? The daughter responds with, it's in the bin. The father responds with, no, those are just the pieces. They could become spaceships or trains. The house was an arrangement. The arrangement doesn't stay with the pieces, and it doesn't go anywhere else. It's just gone. In the next panel, the daughter is older and now is going to the DMV, where you can choose to be an organ donor when you apply for your driver's license. From the comic that Parker just read, we can see that a now grown-up girl is deciding whether or not to be an organ donor. She thinks about what her parent told her when she was younger. She realizes now that the pieces or organs do not belong to her, but instead they are part of an arrangement. After she herself is gone, her organs can still be part of a new arrangement. She can help and benefit others after her life ends, just like how the Legos were once a house could become a spaceship and a train after the house is taken apart.
As hard as we try to validate our own essence or soul, it is impossible to find. We too, each of us, are empty, here only due to a myriad of causes and conditions. If we can understand this truth, wisdom will occupy that space. And once we attain wisdom, compassion for others will arise. When one truly embraces the wisdom of emptiness, that elegant wisdom gives rise to compassion, two wings that enable a bird to fly.
Please join me in Gasho. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu.
The students will now pass out a poem titled To Remember Me by Robert Test for you to read at to your leisure. In the poem, he describes his motivation for becoming an organ donor. Here is an example of dana, selfless giving, one of the 6 paramitas.
So, on behalf of the Dharma School, thank you so much for listening to our Dharma offering. And as Kiki just said, we're passing out the poem that is along this same theme of emptiness and enlightenment. Thank you very much. Of the Dharma School? Okay. Dharma School students, can you keep your hats on and come up to the front and you three can hold our bird, okay? Let's come up here. Dharma School students, can you come over here and stand? Stand here at those right here.
Thank you very much, Dharma School students and their teachers, for your creative presentation to remind us about the principles of Buddhism on this day that we celebrate Shakyamuni Buddha's enlightenment. One more. Now, no pressure, but we have a few new guests today visiting our temple. And when I say your name, if you could stand up or wave, we'd appreciate it. Thank you. We have 5 names here. Our new guest, Nina. Just wave, thank you. Welcome. Hugo. Thank you. Michael. Hunter. And Anastasia. Again, welcome to our temple, and thank you for coming today. Now, on to, today is the first Sunday of the month, and we usually have a monthly birthday lottery, but there were no entries for December. The next lottery will be January 8th. For January birthdays, please don't forget to enter by contacting the temple office, especially if you have a January birthday, and the prize is a gift card. The next announcement is, I will read the announcements that have been submitted, and if you have an announcement, please submit it to the temple office on by the Friday before the following Sunday service. There will be virtual yoga today, immediately after the service. Evening meditation will take place on Wednesday, December 7th at 7 p.m. Sign-up link is on our website. The annual temple cleaning will take place on Sunday, December 11th, next Sunday at 8:30 a.m. Please come participate in our annual temple cleanup. We have not done this for a long time, and we need a big turnout. Jodo Shinshu Center parking will be available next Sunday as well. Finally, the BBT high school class requests donations for the Share the Spirit 2022 fundraising campaign for Building Futures. Building Futures' mission is to build communities with underserved individuals and families where they are safely and supportively housed, free from homelessness and domestic violence. There are 3 ways to give to our goal of raising $3,000. Donate online. The donation link is on the temple website. Purchase a gift card from Walmart, Target, Safeway, Visa, or gas station and give it to the high school student or Karen Kato at service, or write a check to Building Futures and give it to a high school student or Karen Kato at service. So far, we have raised 43% towards our goal. All gifts and donations are required by next Sunday, December 11th. Please see the email announcement or email Karen Kato if you have any questions. And now our Dharma School students will be dismissed to their classes. Would the Dharma School students please go to the front, gasho, and go to their classrooms? And all the rest of you are invited to remain for the adult Dharma talk by Reverend Kurahara, which will follow shortly.
Yeah, you don't have to, yeah. Okay, ありがとうございます。So now I'd like to give a message for adult. So before I start my message, I would like to read this passage, how to listen to a Dharma message. So if you can please join me in Gasho. How to listen to a Dharma message. Listen as if I'm listening for the first time. Listen as if the message is for myself alone. Listen as if this is a last chance to listen to the Dharma. In Japanese, この度のこのご縁は初ごとと思うべし。この度のこのご縁は我一人のためと思うべし。この度のこのご縁は根性最後と思うべし。と。ナマンダ仏、ナマンダ仏、ナマンダ仏、ナマンダ仏。はい、again, thank you everyone for yes. はい、お、来たね。How about this? 大丈夫ね。はい。It's working as a tape. Okay, so good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for attending today's Berkeley Buddhist Temple December Shotsuki monthly memorial service. And as you saw the presentation and then Judy introduced, so we are also observing Bodhi Day service today. So I really appreciate all efforts, hard work for the Dharma school, student and then teachers to prepare the very wonderful, thoughtful, informative presentation on this occasion of Bodhi Day. Okay. So Bodhi Day. So some people have heard the word like a jodoe. So this is a Japanese word. Those are English, no, Chinese characters, jodoe, which is the origin of the Bodhi Day. And then, so the jodo means like a completing or attaining path or enlightenment. And then the last Chinese character, e, means gathering, right? So, or observance. So Bodhi Day service is a kind of a observance or gathering to celebrate Shakyamuni Buddha's attainment of enlightenment on December 8th. December 8th. So, speaking of Shakyamuni Buddha, there are two more days important for him. One is April 8th, the other one is February 15th. So, what are they? Some of you are like a Dharma school student before, right? Yes, so what is April 8th? Hana Matsuri, ne? Yeah, it's a kind of celebration of Shakyamuni Buddha's birth on April 8th. And I already showing the answer before I ask the question, but get your answer. So February 15th, we call Nirvana Day. So Shakyamuni Buddha entered the parinirvana, like a perfect completion of nirvana, which means he passed away, he demised, and then perfectly, completely liberated from samsara. So, Bodhi Day, and then Nirvana Day, and then birth, Shakyamuni Buddha's birth. Sometimes we call it a Vesak, and then some Buddhist traditions, they celebrate in May. So anyway, Shakyamuni Buddha, he attained enlightenment age 35. And then for 45 years, until he passed away age 80, so for 45 years, he kind of dedicated himself to spread what he had attained, which is, Dharma or enlightenment. Yeah. And then today, it is called Buddhism or Buddha Dharma, right? And what is Buddhism? How would you explain Buddha Dharma? I know there are many different ways to talk about what the Buddhism is or what the Buddha Dharma is. So today, here let me say this is a kind of very important teaching that brings or gives us different perspectives or awareness for change or betterment. So let me use this, what it means. What's this? Jeans or this is actually Uniqlo, but this is like pants or maybe trousers. And then I also put the size tag in the balloon, right? So on November 25th, next day after the Thanksgiving, my family had nothing to do. So we decided to go shopping, go to shopping mall because it was Black Friday. So Black Friday, that's right. So we went to San Mateo and I wanted to buy chino pants, right? So I checked a couple different stores with Hiroto, my youngest son. My size is 29 by 30, or maybe 30 by 30. That is my size. Maybe I'm a little bit skinny. So Hiroto and I checked the size tag one by one, right? And then since we couldn't find the size, so we went to the next store. And then at the next store, since we couldn't find it, we went to another store. Right? So kind of shopping, like a hopping, store by store. We could find the size like a 29 or, waist size, 29, 30, but the length, 31 or 32, 33. So at the one store, checking a couple of piles of pants, like a size tag one by one. Then Hiroto said in Japanese, 全部長いね. In Japanese, all are kind of, hey, Dad, all of them are like too long, right? And then this is what I said. No, maybe my legs are too short, right? So I could say, yes, that's right. They are all too long, but I didn't say so, right? So I believe this is one example of how Buddha Dharma changed this guy. So my size is 29 by 30 or 30 by 30. So the size 29 by 31 or 32, 33, those pants are too long for me. But for those who have longer legs than I, they would say, oh, this is too short, right? So long or short depends on who wears it, right? In other words, there is no fixed value of long or short within these pants, right? So this is kind of one explanation of emptiness, which Dharma school talked about. There is no fixed kind of value or essence within things. So things itself doesn't carry any fixed value, meaning or essence. So that's why it's empty. And then, so this is one kind of explanation, or one essential teaching of Buddhism. And then, Dharma school, students also talked about, this teaching in their presentation. And then, so another thing is, so this guy, now I'm giving a Dharma message to you. So that's why I am speaker. But I can be speaker because of you, right? You kindly or patiently. I know it's already 90 minutes, since we started the service, but you've been patiently listening to the Dharma, attending this service as an audience. So that's why right now I can be a speaker because of you, right? And then I can be a father because of my 3 boys, right? So in Japanese, we say, 親と子供は同い年. English translation would be like a parent and the child are the same age, right? So at the moment when for example, Takato, my oldest son, who is 17 years old right now, so biologically, physically, age, we are not the same age. But at the moment, he was born, my fatherhood, parenthood started. So I'm 17 years old as a father, as a parent. So that's why I'm, parent and the child are the same age. So, yeah, and then my name is Kyo or Kiyonobu Kuwahara, but if my father had a different, idea or had a different mood, maybe I would receive a different name, right? There is no Kyo, within myself, So this is how, things exist, right? Our role exists depends on, things other than myself, right? And then this is another example. What's this? I. And then maybe most people would say, kind of black letter I is on the white background. Or there is a letter I on the, white background. But we could say this way, right? So we could say, like a black letter is formed by white background. Don't you think this is also true too, right? So I would say this is how Buddhism, see things, how Buddhism understand, interpret how things exist. So on this occasion of Bodhi Day service, using a couple examples, I've briefly shared the teachings of like interdependence, or I usually call it dependent origination, or emptiness, which are the essential teachings of Buddhism. And then I said these two are like two sides of one coin. So we call kind of sound like a two different teaching, but kind of calling one teaching from different perspectives, different aspect. And then I would say these teachings are the kind of medicine or antidote to our narrow and fixed views, right? So with our narrow, fixed, or self-centered views, we judge others, or we, give values to things around us. However, since our views are narrow, or I would say poisoned or defiled, so we tend to misjudge, or give our wrong values to other people, things around us. And that's how we get in trouble. And then we give troubles, challenges, difficulties to other people, or even ourselves. So the teaching of dependent origination and the emptiness provides us with different views or open our eyes. And when we are liberated from such narrow or fixed views, we will be able to see things differently. So with the guidance of the Buddha Dharma, I would say flexibility or openness will be cultivated within ourselves. And I believe such flexibility or openness is the essential, a very important virtue for each of us to live, everyday life with kind of acceptance or inclusiveness or humility or harmony and so forth, right? This flexibility, openness is very, very important for us to live better or harmoniously. So let's continue to listen to the Dharma, Buddha Dharma deeply, and then, live a life with Shakyamuni Buddha's guidance. Okay. ありがとうございました。Again, thank you very much for attending today's service. I would like to conclude my message with a 合唱. So if you can, please put your hands together. ナモアミダ仏。ナモアミダ仏。ナモアミダ仏。ナマンダ仏。ナマンダ仏。ナマンダ仏。はい、ありがとうございました。Okay, so now I would like to acknowledge. So I'd like to say thank you all those who have, made today's service possible. So first, Judy, thank you very much for being a chairperson today. ありがとう。And then thank you, Dharma School students and teachers for the wonderful Body Day presentation. ありがとうございました。Thank you. And then thank you, Mylon, and then David, Romeo, and then Berman for your help during this live streaming service. ありがとうございました。And then thank you, Ryan, for monitoring the chat room on our YouTube channel, live streaming service. ありがとうございました。And then thank you, Emiko-san, and then DI, and then Roland, and then Tony, and then Sangha singers for the beautiful, wonderful, Gasa today. ね、ありがとう。And then lastly, thank you, December Toban, monthly group for preparing the refreshments. ありがとうございました。Thank you very much. So today is the last regular service for the year 2022. So next week, as Judy announced, the temple cleanup. So if you are, want to help this temple, please come. Yeah, and then let's clean up this temple. And then, enjoy the refreshments, kind of light lunch afterward that. Okay. So again, thank you very much for attending today's service. And then we also have a New Year's Eve service. New Year's Eve service, at I think 6 p.m. 7 p.m. So, if you are available, please come back to this temple New Year's Eve again. Okay, はい、ありがとうございました。So, I'd like to conclude this service with 合唱 one more time. ナマンダーブツナマンダブツナマンダブツナマンダ。